Before we start, quick Patreon shout out as always, and this week it goes to Emily MG23. Is it 23 because you created the name in 2023, or is it because you are 23?
Or you discovered some things on 23andMe.
Whoa! Cousins and brothers.
That's right.
Whoa.
What's
Nick's
that?
family tree.
Paga's family tree, thank you.
Oh, all the best. Thank you.
All the best. Thank you for supporting us. It really does mean a lot.
Welcome to the Horror Hour.
We all go a little mad sometimes. Get you.
Here's Johnny.
Hello and welcome to the Horror Hour. It's the place where we discuss, debate, and disagree on all things horror. I'm one of your hosts, Liam. Hello. And this week you join us as we're about to discuss all things vampires. So you know what that means. Nick and George are going to spend 45 minutes gushing over Buffy while I sit here thinking, did Kelly ever receive them texts on the Excel document from Nelly? So joining me today, I have the question to the answer of what would the gingerbread man look like in real life? That is George.
And that's so funny because I literally just watched an episode of Buffy that's called Gingerbread. Hi.
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 And we also have the one whose obsession with EDM is slipping him into early deafness. Nick.
Hi. I'm room temperature and I sparkle in the sun.
Oh, shiny. So yes, if you hadn't guessed, because it is the week of Abigail, we are going to be discussing all things vampires. So the genre as a whole, so it can be movies, TVs, music videos. So George can also gush over Olivia Rodrigo at some point, I'm assuming. All the things we like about the genre, all the things we don't like about the genre, what we want to see, if there's anything in the past that we would like to see come back, is there anything new that we think could be added to the genre? All things are open for discussion. So let's get the discussion on the go.
Let's
Vampires.
hit it, Miss Bean.
Who likes them?
I love
All of us.
vampires. I love vampires.
Yes, you do. Is there any particular thing about vampires that you're drawn to?
For me, I would say I just kind of like the sexuality of vampires. I think, there's just something hot or like something mysterious about them, and they kind of exude this confidence as one would if you were sexy and hot and young forever. And like, yeah, I love that. I like good old fashioned.
I feel like you Taka.
I like good old fashioned vampires, but like, we need those new cool sexy vampires. And like Dracula is kind of like a classic vampire in my eyes, in terms of like the way she is, because she's quite like, and like Victorian looking, whereas then you have like maybe Angel or Spike who are a bit more like, all right, and different. That was my impression of, let's not even get into people's Irish accents in Buffy. So sexuality is something that I really like in the genre. Sorry.
Nice. Nick, is there anything for yourself?
Definitely the sensuality, however you would word it. But I feel like there's like two different kinds of vampires. Is you have the ones which are very like sexual based, and they're normally trying to sleep with you or seduce you or whatever. But then you have the other ones which are sort of just like monsters.
Yeah.
And I like that aspect too. But I kind of like when they both meet, I feel like Underworld is a really good example of that, because they're beating the shit out of each other and you're afraid of it. Even in those, you're afraid of vampires, but you're also like, I am just a holster. Like you're... Kate Beckinsale in that movie. Gets strapped. Oh, she's so good. But yeah, I don't know. I like, it kind of reminds me in a way of the, I mean, I guess it goes back to the sexual nature of it, but like with Alien, where you have like the very phallic the face hugger, and then you have like the vaginal stuff and stuff like that. And I don't know, there's a forbiddenness to it that gets me going. So I like vampires.
Yeah, no, I'm the same. It is all about the sex and the sensuality of it all. And like you said, there is always two sides. But actually, no, I would say there's a third side, because you have the monster aspect and you have the sex aspect, but you also have that area where it's like it's more sensual. It's all like the older vampires where it's like everything's very floaty and flowy and
Theatrical, I would say.
Like Morticia Adams.
It's like you have the sex themed vampires, which it's like they're just going to grab you and they're going to suck your neck and that's it. But then you have like the older sensual vampires where they'll take you in their arms and they'll dip you down and slowly like sink the teeth in and I need the toilet. No.
Can you think of like, so if you had to pick one movie that featured vampires in like each of the three buckets, what would those movies be? Like, I feel like sexualness, or because I'm trying to think like Fright Night.
Yeah, Fright Night. I would say
he's scary, but also he's like incredibly, like he's trying to seduce you.
Yeah, and he's homosexual.
I would say Interview with a Vampire.
Okay. Jorge.
What was the question? Was it? It was which subgenre?
Yeah.
No, which
like
one?
A movie which has all of them.
Which has like sex and evil ones.
Or you can do 3 movies that.
Oh God. Well, 30 Days of Night, scary.
Yeah, I feel like that would just go straight up into monster territory.
Yeah, into monster.
Yes.
And then, like, the complete opposite way would obviously be like Twilight. And then in the middle,
which is all about the sensuality.
It is, because it's like she's like, it's all about, you give me Bella, you give me everything just by breathing. Do you know what I mean? Like, it's all very like
Spider Monkey.
I mean, oh my God, let me say it. If you haven't watched that gay film with Robert Pattinson where they f in the attic, that's one to watch. I'll find the link later. Yeah, and then in the middle, I would probably say something like Hellraiser.
Huh? Hellraiser isn't vampires.
Not Hellraiser, Van Helsing.
Oh, I was like, what? Van Helsing.
I said that with such conviction.
You said it with your chest.
I haven't watched Van Helsing in so long.
That is
them brides are very sexy.
Who is it? Hugh Jackman?
Yes, and Kate
Beckinsale. She loves her vampire movies.
I've never seen Dracula 3000.
I have never seen Dracula 3000 either.
Because that's the one where he's got like the big.
Oh my God, really, you guys! Should we do a watch of it? A watch along, a live watch along? Let's do it. Come on, you guys.
Why do you sound like what's her name? Icon legend Gypsy Rose.
That's who I was going for.
Yeah. Oh my God, let me tell you.
It was a good. He's eating a chocolate dog.
Tell me why I full on thought he was biting into an onion. I was like, fucking Shrek, what are you doing?
Hey, do you know Northwest does that?
Oh, that's disgusting.
What? Okay. To keep this gravy chain going.
Okay.
You derailed it.
Yeah. What are some things that like things that you don't like that you're tired of seeing in vampire content?
Can I say mine?
Yes.
Go on.
Woeful vampires. I don't like, even though like I do fancy them, I don't like your Edward Cullens and your Angels that are like
tortured soul.
Oh, yeah. I'm the skin of a monster. Like, shut the f up. You look stunning. You could f anyone you wanted, and you could kill anyone you wanted. Stop being like, everyone's gonna die. So what? There's gonna be new hot people coming around the corner. Do you know what I mean? I'm like, it's a curse. F off. Go and cry somewhere else. Like, I need the ones who are unapologetically like that's that's.
You're gonna have fun with Angel.
I need bad bitches.
Yeah, I need spikes who are like, we need to have some fun.
I would agree. Like the teenified version of a vampire is
Like I feel like they're always depressed, even in like the Vampire Diaries and stuff. They're always like, oh.
I never enjoyed the Vampire Diaries. I was always
I
a
never
True
watched
Blood
it.
stan.
I
Oh
never
yes, yes. I got through like I think the first 2 seasons of Vampire Diaries. I was like, But True Blood, oh yeah, I've watched that several times. All of it.
Yeah,
Obsessed.
all the way through. Fucking love it. And the fact that Sean, what's he called?
Bean.
Fuck. No.
Heck.
Stace from EastEnders, man.
Sausage
Rob Krasinski, or whatever he was called. Like he just he left EastEnders and then randomly turned up in True Blood. I was like, what the fuck's going on here? How did someone from
Skarsgård was in
EastEnders
True
end up in
Blood.
True Blood?
Well, my godfather was in Hollyoaks and
Alexander.
was in what was that American show? It's about a woman.
RuPaul's Drag Race.
No.
Ah,
No. That was my RuPaul laugh. Revenge. It was a show.
bloody loved Revenge.
Yeah. So my
With
my
Emily
god-
Van Camp.
Wait,
Yeah.
your
Barry
godfather-
Sloan.
Your godfather is Aiden.
The one who's
Piss
now.
off.
Yeah. The one who's what's her name? He did COD. He's now doing COD, isn't he? He does COD. He's the Captain Tom, whatever. You've been knowing this for years.
You have told me about the COD thing.
Oh, yeah.
You never told me he was in Revenge.
Well, I
My
didn't.
favorite show of all time.
Revenge.
And I am obsessed with Revenge. Emily Van Camp, amazing. Madeline Stowe, holy balls, worship at the altar of her. Fucking amazing.
Okay. Well, yeah.
Sorry. It's just so over the toply camp that I'm obsessed with it. I've watched it all the way through at least 10 times.
I support you.
Thank you. Yeah. I would agree with you on the woefulness of vampires. Because mine was, I was going to say like the teenified version, which plays into the woefulness of it all, where it's like nothing's like, it's none of the good stuff about the vampires. It's like it's not creepy. It's not overly sexual. It's very, I'm just gonna like caress your face and tell you I love you and eat a rabbit or something. I don't have time for that. I want just ripping out throats and on the ceiling.
Yeah, I do agree.
I either want that, or I want extra creepy, like stalk in the shadows, don't really know what's happening. Mystery vampires. They're also favorites of mine.
I feel like I would like to see less, like for the more sexual, sensual side. I want to see, like, I don't see the purpose of doing high school students. Like, why can't it just be somebody in their 20s or even 30s?
Yeah.
What does it matter? Especially if they're supposed to be hundreds or thousands of years old. So I'd like to see less of that, despite me loving Buffy. But I actually, George, I don't think you've gotten to it yet. There's an episode coming up where they explicitly make a comment about the fact that Buffy is a high school student and Angel is way older, and like they call out that it is kind of gross.
It is.
I love it. It is.
It is. It was.
Well, yeah.
And he looked older when he was. I don't know how old he was when he turned, but he's
so they switch it. Originally, it's implied that he was like 17, and then at one point it's implied that he's 21, and then I think it's settled that he's like 24 when he was turned 24 or 25.
Right.
You're trying to tell me that David Boreanaz was supposed to be that age, and they thought they could get away with saying he was that age.
He mustn't have been that old, surely.
He looks older then.
He looks older, but
I
wait.
do now.
When you see him in Angel season 5, and then you compare that to Buffy season 1, it's like two different people. He looks very, very different. Yeah, not in a bad way. He just looks very. There's no way that he could ever have passed for being 17.
Makes sense.
Yeah, okay, that's fine then. Is there any particular trope that is used in the vampire genre that you would never get sick of?
I mean, I would still like to see vampires turn into bats. Like I don't mind them, like, you know, in Twilight when they're running fast. Like that's fine because it's cute. But like I'd like to see, like them half transformed. Do you know what I mean? Like one of them is like, I don't know what I'm saying, but I just like to see it.
I get that because like I feel like I would like if it was done very, very well, a really good updated version of Dracula where we have
Mhm.
Dracula turning into bats, turning into wolves and stuff like that, and like with
Yeah.
the mist and the fog and shit. Like I want that back.
The guy
May
actually,
I recommend, if you have not watched it, the BBC version of miniseries
Big Black Hawk.
Dracula.
you said that in a Doctor Who reaction. That's terrible.
The
kids will be watching.
It was from
I have
2020, and it was really good. It was so good, and it was like proper Dracula,
Oh yeah, I remember this.
but with a modern twist. It was so good.
Just thinking about something that kind of did it quite cool was Midnight Mass.
I loved Midnight Mass. That that
Like-
scared the shit out of me too. When you first see it, like when they glimpse it a little bit. Oh,
Yeah, when it turns up and he's like,
But
really? But you've seen this. You've seen the thing. What it looks like. Oh my god! You just need to watch the scene in the church when they all turn around and it's standing there, and you're like, oh.
I keep meaning to put it on, but it's every time like I'm in the mood to watch it, I'm like flicking through Netflix to find it, and then something else appears, and I'm like, oh, let's watch this.
Just watch people's
just get
reactions to
distracted.
it then. Like just
No,
watch.
like I'm going to watch it. I'm going to
One
watch
minute.
it because I want to
yeah,
watch
that's
it.
good. Did you guys have you seen Last Voyage of the Demeter or however you say it?
No, I didn't.
No,
I would recommend it. I liked it.
I was.
I know
planning on
everyone was
watching
like, it's horrible and it's boring, and I'm like, well, I liked it. I
Well.
don't know. I mean, pretty much anything set on the ocean is going to scare me, so it is what it is. But I don't know. I thought it was
Very
done well, and I thought it was because like it is. I mean, I'm assuming you've both seen the original Dracula, but it is, or actually, and Nosferatu, where they're carting him across the sea. It is
Yeah,
all
on the
about
Demeter.
what happens on the boat,
Mm.
Yeah.
and it's good. It's good.
It's got the guy from Game of Thrones in it.
Yeah.
Davos.
That's right.
Yes, Liam Cunningham,
That's him. I like him.
fellow Liam, respect. Nick, is there any trope that you love to see and never want to go away?
Gosh, I think one thing that I like is when the vampires get staked, that something actually happens to the body. I don't particularly
Yes.
care for the ones where they like turn into like goo and stuff like that. Like I would either like I like them dusting.
Dust.
It doesn't have to necessarily look like Buffy's version, although I personally think that looks really, really cool. Like that you see the skeleton before it goes.
Yeah, that's new.
Yeah, but like as much as I love True Blood, that's too much shit to clean up. Every single time they fucking explode.
Oh yeah, don't get us wrong. I like how True Blood did it, but I wouldn't want that to be in everything. I think it was unique to True Blood, and it was quite inventive the way that they did it. So I'm I'm happy for it to stay in True Blood and not venture out of it.
Agreed.
Oh, I have
Yes.
a question. How does everybody feel about like the sunlight with vampires? Like, should it just make them weak? Should they literally burn, or should they be?
I
glisten?
like them to burn.
I like burn.
burn.
I'm assuming you like them to sparkle.
I mean, it's cute because I feel like in some things they don't like. And how does it work? Is it direct sunlight? Because sometimes or is it if they know it's morning?
I would say if it's direct sunlight.
Yeah, not when
I
they're
like how they do it in What We Do in the Shadows, the series. I think it's fun.
which is
I've only seen the movie.
Oh, this you should get on the series. It's so good, so funny, so good. So like, if they go into direct sunlight, they won't die, but they will like set ablaze and like burn up, and then they'll still be a vampire, but they'll just be like burnt to
singed.
shit. Because there is one character that's literally gets like burnt to shit like right near the beginning of the first series and just stays like that. He's just burnt.
Burnt.
Great. But that does also have the bat trope as well. Like they do turn into bats.
Mm.
I think What We Do in the Shadows is the perfect example of how to do a comedy vampire.
Mm.
So like they have all the tropes. They have the burning in direct sunlight. They have the turn into bats. They have that they're fast. They have that they can fly. They have that they're obviously like suck blood. They're quite sensual. And then like they're obsessed with sex. So it's got all of the good things, but then it's just got really good, strong comedy on top of it. And I adore it. And the fact that it's ending devastates me.
Do you prefer when like the vampires just have like the teeth? Or do you like it when their face actually changes? Like we got like Fright Night, their face changes and shit like that.
Depending on the story. I think sometimes I'm fine with it being just teeth. But sometimes I think it works having everything change.
A demonic visage.
Yes. What about you?
I don't know. I feel like I've always sort of like thought it was kind of hot when the vampire's face changed on Buffy. Like there's like George, you see it when they're at the roller rink or whatever, and she kisses him.
Oh yeah.
For the first time in his face, I was like, oh yes, yes. Mm-hmm. And I've never really been into like Xander, but when Xander's face changed in the Wish.
Oh
episode,
yeah, in the Wish.
I was like, okay, I'm into it.
When he took it.
What do you think, George?
I kind of just like the teeth, but I want them to like be like what I would have is like there's actually it's not teeth, so there's like in the blood there's this like infection, and so what happens is when it knows you're going to bite from inside the teeth, like two like things come down and then pierce into the neck, right? And it's not the tooth, and then they go.
Isn't that what they did on True Blood?
I don't know. I've not
like
seen
they had the little thing.
True Blood was like retractable teeth, so actual teeth. It was teeth, so teeth, but they would be taut, and then they would go, and then their teeth would just go and pop out.
What did you guys think about like things like From Dusk Till Dawn?
I
love that movie. I
haven't seen that movie in so long. I remember
live watch along, y'all. Live watch along. Let's do it. Let's schedule it.
I remember Selma Hayek's dance. I do remember. I do remember them changing.
And they all like look different.
I like the way they looked. Yeah,
mm-hmm.
I did like the way they looked, but I can't remember the story aspect of it and stuff like that. I just remember the look.
So the thing that I really liked about that movie is the fact that like if you did not know it going in, up until I think it's probably like the 40-minute mark before they actually revealed that it's a vampire movie.
Yeah, I would say
because it just feels like a Quentin Tarantino Kill Billy style movie up until that point. And then they revealed that, and I loved that because first time I watched it, I had no idea it was a vampire movie, so that shocked the shit out of me.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I don't know, because I feel like things like Buffy, for the story, it works that their faces change.
Right.
It makes sense, and it's good. It wouldn't make sense for them like just to be like and fangs pop out. But I think with True Blood, it works because of the way that it's done. Same with, I think it works in like Interview with a Vampire. Because it's as I say, it's dependent on the story. So like if you're in this like sensual, the vampires are sexy and this like they're drawing you in, you don't want them to draw you in and then be like, I'm a monster. Like you want it to just be a subtle change that like doesn't take away from the way that they look, because the way that they look is important to the story. And I do like them kind of vampire stories. I'm not gonna lie, I don't like the remake of TV remake of Interview with a Vampire.
I'm gonna be real honest with you on that one, because I did the first season for Patreon. It's fine, but everybody was like, Nick, you have to watch this. This is so gay. I'm like, they one time.
once.
And it's in
I
the
literally-
first episode, and then the rest of it is just them arguing the whole time.
Yeah. I turned it off halfway through. I was like, and didn't go back. We got the full season for screeners to review. And we didn't review it because I think you might have reviewed it. I can't remember.
In it,
By himself. But I was like, I can't do it. I can't get through it. I fell asleep during every single episode. I would put it on to watch it, and then I would fall asleep. So I'd be like, piss sick. So I'd put it back on, and then I'd fall asleep. What am I doing here? Like, clearly, it's not working, and I give up. So
yeah, it was not. 'Twas not for me.
'Twas not for you.
I'm trying to see if, like, I wonder,
me.
like, I want to look at vampire movies and see which ones you guys have actually seen.
I haven't seen that many, to be honest. Like, I obviously like the Twilights, but then I'd like sort of, I've only ever really seen like Van Helsing or like Dracula, and like probably more like teen than like proper. Of 30 Days of Night, these are like probably the most horror one.
Have you seen Let the Right One In or the remake of it?
Yeah, I've seen the original. Yeah. That's a cool one.
I've only seen the
original.
remake.
I haven't seen the remake.
Yeah, I've only seen the remake. What about The Lost Boys?
Yes,
I love The Lost Boys.
half of them were at this convention.
I was going to say we could have seen half of them, but I don't care that much. Not to spend that kind of money.
John Carpenter's Vampire.
Haven't
No?
seen it. We had this discussion the other week.
That's right.
We
Well,
did.
you know,
Um,
maybe Carla
Salem's
forgot.
Lot.
Oh, I like Salem's Lot. It's very, very
I
long,
love
but that thing
Salem's
is
Lot,
creepy
yeah.
as
I wonder what ever gonna
So creepy.
see.
And haven't they confirmed now that you need to stop with that fucking chocolate bastard dog?
I'm hungry. It's nearly done.
Stop getting high. Got a problem.
Vampires.
Look at you. Look at yourself.
Vampires.
Look at yourself. Look at what you look like right now.
Do you know what I look like?
Hobbling that in like a pig over a trough.
Someone who James Masters really wants to. That's what I look like.
No, you don't. Do you know the Muffin Man?
The Muffin Man! You're a monster!
But yeah, hasn't it been confirmed that Salem's Lot is definitely coming out this year, but it's going on to Max instead of being
That was what it
cinemas?
was.
Like,
Yeah, because he
This-
was like King was tweeting that he didn't know why they did that.
yeah, like people have been like desperately like, where the is this movie for 3 years now? It was supposed to come out in 2020, and we've just been sitting here going, where is it? We want it. Why have you not released it? And then obviously, like 4 years later, oh, actually, yeah, we are going to release it, but just on Max. So I'm assuming it's going to come out in like September, Octoberish time. But
I hope that doesn't mean that it's
I
bad.
just really want to say it. Well, apparently it's really good. Like apparently people have seen it and it's good. And
Because
people
you can't
don't
trust
understand
Stephen
why
King,
it's going
though.
on to Max. Well, no, somebody else has seen it as well.
Oh,
Like other
'cause I was
people
gonna
have
say
seen
Stephen-
it.
Like I
No,
watched
you
the,
can
the,
never-
the Shining
never trust
TV
Stephen
series
King.
shit. You cannot trust him. He thought that was better. I'm like, okay, sure, Jen. Do you guys like the Blade movies?
I love the Blade movies.
I've never seen them.
Oh, I
They're
like all of them,
so
even the third
good.
one.
Even the third one, yeah.
With Jennifer
I'm with
Jolie
you.
and Deadpool. Oh,
Yeah.
The
Yeah.
first one was, but the rest sucked.
And Natasha Lyonne.
That's right. Oh wait, when she's trying to pretend to be blind, and I'm like, it is so obvious that you're pretending to be blind.
Just
Did
get
you
you're a good
guys-
actress, but not that good.
Have you seen A Girl Walks Home Alone at Night?
No, never heard of it.
That one has, so that came out in 2014. I haven't watched this, but it always comes up as like the best horror movies ever. And it has a 90, I mean, Rotten Tomatoes don't mean shit, but it has a 96% approval rate. Pretty high, pretty high.
What about I Am Legend?
Is that
Slaps that.
vampires?
There's supposed to be
Yes.
like a play on vampires. Because they can't go in the sun.
I mean, I guess that's true. Because I, sometimes I see on like vampire lists, Jennifer's Body will come up.
That's not vampire.
And I'm like, yeah,
That's
I don't,
demon.
she's like a succubus.
Yeah.
Next episode,
that's not
succubus, our favorite succubus.
David. Sorry,
a
the
slap of
strongest
bottomers.
Dominican one.
Oh.
have you ever seen the British film Lesbian Vampire Hunters?
No.
No.
I haven't either. Stars James Corden. I instantly said no.
Oh, I have.
So did the
seen
rest
it.
of the world.
Oh no.
I have
Are you
seen
guys
it.
super excited for the new Nosferatu movie? I am.
I am. I wasn't,
Baby?
but then I seen
So
like the little things that the couple of little pictures and stuff that they put out, and I was like, I'm in.
I want to watch this Crow film because let me tell you, I watched the trailer the other day, and the way that like it's as if AI went into my head and painted like my perfect man, and I was just like, oh my god.
So did you like cream your panties with Jared Leto as the Joker?
Oh my god, absolutely.
I mean,
Absolutely.
to
That's
each
how
their
Jared
own.
Leto gets people in the cold.
People like George.
And
Yeah,
there's a
You're the most
Morbius.
susceptible.
Morbius, guys. Talking of
Yeah.
vampires.
Yeah,
I
It's
really-
Morbin time.
it's Morbin time.
I enjoyed that film.
I haven't
What
finished
is your thoughts on vampires for children?
Yes, Little Vampire, Mona the
There it is.
Vampire.
Fucking love the little vampire and Mona.
Have you seen the Little Vampire, Nick?
Who is in? Wait, who is in the Little Vampire?
Richard E. Grant.
The little kid from Stuart Little.
Yeah.
Jonathan Lipnicki.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yes, I have seen
Yeah.
that. Then
Yeah.
I
Ah,
like that.
bloody
I
love-
haven't seen that in a long time, but I
That
did
used to
like that movie.
Scare me when
I
he's
used
a
to love
dream
that as a kid.
and like the vampire like comes down and like on the bed and I was like, oof.
Did you guys ever see? I want to say it was Disney. Mom's Got a Date with a Vampire,
No.
Mm.
and it's got the
I
one
haven't
of
seen
the
it, but I know like
from Sabrina.
it's in the
got
proof.
the
Yeah,
so
Aunt
good, so
Hilda.
good. That's right.
Is it Aunt Hilda? Yeah, yeah. No, I've never actually seen it, but I love it. Nick, as the Buffy aficionado,
Oh.
what is your thoughts on the Buffy movie?
I mean it's very campy, but I do really like the movie. I haven't watched it in a long time though. But yeah, I mean I do like it. It's hilarious.
It is.
David Arquette is in that movie.
Oh, is he?
Yeah, and David Arquette is in that movie.
Luke
Hilary
Perry.
Swank is in that movie. Luke Perry's
Yes.
in that movie. And who's the other one? Oh, Pee Wee Herman.
Yes.
Yeah, the thing that you were doing, and then also
Yeah.
it's like the originator for Buffy's outfit that when she drowns
she-
or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's I don't know, and there's like you could tell some of the inspiration that they had for like Buffy characters because Buffy's like BFF in the movie, his name is Pike. And they just were like, yeah, let's add an S on it. But no, I like it.
It's nothing like the show, and I really enjoy it. Obviously, it's supposed to like the series is supposed to pick up where the movie left off. Like she's moved from LA to Sunnydale because of what happened at her previous school. Like, really, you
Well,
could
see,
have just
they-
said it's a new series. Like, nothing stays the same.
There is like certain things that she says in the series, which for the most part, in a way, match up with the movie a little bit. But there is
Yeah.
a comic that was released while the show was still airing called Buffy Origin. And it's what he originally wanted to do for the movie before they like told him to like comedy it. So it makes a little bit more sense. It mentions her previous watcher and stuff like that. So I wish that they would have brought like Lothos, the villain from the movie. I wish they would have mentioned him or her watcher that died in the show, but
yeah,
because in
that
the
would
show
have
they
been
never
good.
really explained that she had a previous watcher.
No, I was going to
No,
say, I
it's
thought
just
that was the
this
first time.
This is the watcher.
That's right.
No, she had a previous watcher, Donald Sutherland. She had Donald Sutherland.
Merrick.
Merrick, yeah. I really enjoy it. I think Christy Swanson.
Yes.
Why did you... Is she
Oh,
dead?
no. The normal Christy Swanson. Now she's like a crazy Trump supporting anti-vaxxer.
Wait, is this what's her name? Oh no, sorry.
The Buffy before Sarah Michelle Gellar.
So I was thinking of Miss Calendar because you said she's gone funny.
No, she's like a born again Christian.
Oh my god, love that for her.
Oh, that's a shame because she still looks quite attractive.
That's right.
Never mind.
Do you guys watch Ted Lasso?
Oh my
No.
god, I love Ted Lasso. I
But
love
Giles
it so much.
is on that, George.
He
And he
is.
How
looks
is he?
good. He's aged very, very well. He looks good for his age.
He has. He plays Rupert, Rebecca's ex-husband.
That's right. I love
Ah.
that his name is also Rupert.
Yeah. No, I adore Ted Lasso. I only started watching it like as series 3 came out because I was like, I'm not watching a show about football. Shut your fucking mouth. I'm not doing it. But then people kept on going, it's not about football. It's not about, like, just watch it. You'll enjoy it. Just watch it. And then I already loved Hannah Waddingham, so I was like, and I already loved Juno Temple. Fine, I'll watch it. So I put it on, and I was like, oh, this is why everyone wanted me to watch it. Because we must worship at the altar of Rebecca and Keeley.
That's right.
Which I also have Funko Pops of.
I refuse to allow myself to get into the Funko Pop thing because it's just gonna destroy my bank account and my
Oh, it's a
whole
very
home is going to be-
expensive
I'm like,
habit.
can't do it.
Yeah.
Um,
I would agree to don't do it because I now have a full wall. I have every single Golden Girl Funko Pop that's ever been released. And I spent a lot of money to make sure I had them all.
Have you guys seen Queen of the Damned?
Yes, love
Isn't it
Queen
so?
of the Damned.
I mean, it's not good, but like I love it.
Yeah, oh yeah. It's one of them movies where it's like it's bad, but
So bad.
it's camp.
Uh-huh.
So we as horror fans and gays, we are going to be like, yes, please feed it to me, inject it into my veins. We love anything camp.
What's the sexiest vampire movie?
Oh. Can I cheat and say a TV show?
Are you gonna say True Blood?
I am going to say True Blood.
Yeah, I mean that would be that. I mean that would
Pam.
f***ing constantly.
For Pam alone, True Blood wins.
Pam was one. Pam and Lafayette and Tara were my favorites. Those were the holy trinity for me. But I will say
Until like later in the season when Tara went a bit off.
when Bill crawls out of the grave, I love that scene so much.
Just gay, legs up, gay. Yes, it's my turn.
Did you prefer Bill or Eric?
Eric. Bill was too much of a pussy, and Bill changed his mind far too often.
I like that they like made him into a solid like villain for a good long
Oh,
time.
yeah.
Like he was an
Oh, yeah.
asshole.
Oh, like absolute dick. Was it the last series or the second to last series? I want to say it was the second to last series, wasn't it?
Something like that.
Because then in the last series, it was all about saving them from them vampire prisons things.
I like Vampires in Venice.
I've never
Vampires
heard of
in
that.
Venice.
Doctor Who Series 5, Episode 6.
Of course.
Oh, you.
Oh, George. I
Actually,
like Twilight.
To be fair, the episode that Giles is in Doctor Who, they're kind of vampire-ish.
Is Doctor Who related to Torchwood?
Yes, so yeah, I did give you a list of things. You have to
Torchwood's a spin-off.
you don't have to watch it like you do that thing, but you should need to watch it for some things that will happen in Doctor Who. Like you said with Angel, some things go back and forth a bit.
Yeah, the only thing that I know about Torchwood is that James Marsters was in it and he kisses a dude.
Yes, he does. And that's when I was like, I got it confused because when I saw him in that show, I still think that I remember seeing Spike on my TV set in a bar or a hospital. And that's the only thing I remember about Buffy is seeing like him. But I'm sure it was on Angel because I used to think he was Angel.
I mean, when Angel starts, they do have occasional crossovers.
Mm.
And like flashback scenes where they'll like show like Dracula and Darla and shit like that and Spike. But have you seen, I think it was 1998 or 99, House on Haunted Hill?
Mm-hmm.
He's in the opening scene of that when they're at the amusement park and they're in the fake elevator or whatever.
Oh, yeah.
That's him holding the camera. Yeah, he's
The
been
more
in
you remember.
Everything for me.
Has any of you seen a recent, I think it was 2019, maybe 2020, like a non-binary lesbian vampire movie called Bit.
Oh, I think I
No.
remember hearing of it.
No.
It was very good. It was very, very good. It was like a good update to the genre. It was about like a group of female vampires who only turn females because men are awful. And then they turn a trans girl. And like it's all about like it allows the trans character to accept herself because they're like, no, you're a woman, so we're going to turn you. And it's not just about the vampire journey; it's also about her journey, and it's very good. So it's got is it Dreamer from Supergirl? Did you watch Supergirl, Nick?
No.
You look a bit like
No.
Supergirl.
But it's got Nicola Maines or Nicole Maines or something. It's very good. Nick, yes, George?
Sorry, really quickly, Nick. I know you were going to talk there. I just have one quick question. How do you feel about what a vampire is? No, I'm asking you a question. So, for example, do you like?
Nicky's being super serial.
So,
Guys,
do you
being super serial right now?
Do you like vampires that it's like a blood virus? Do you like that it's a physical demon? Do you like that it's like a blood curse? Like, what do you both like?
If it's like a virus, I prefer that to be the more monster style vampires.
Yeah.
When it actually has like something that's slightly convoluted, like you have to be bitten and drained to a certain extent, or then you have to be buried and all that shit. That is when I like the more gothic, romantic, theatrical type vampires.
Yes, what he said.
That's right.
Sorry, Nick, go on, go.
Oh no! I'm just too eager.
No, because I just wanted to I get confused with Buffy on what they are, because like it's not that they get turned, people can just become vampires, like they just come out of the ground, like the demons just come down and go, I'm taking that body.
So
no, because it means someone's been bit before they've been buried.
Really?
So the reason they're coming out of the ground is they got bit by a vampire, then got buried. They got killed by a vampire and bit, then got buried, because it's not instantaneous.
It changes a little bit, but normally it's either a couple hours or it's a couple days. Because like a lot of them, like Angel was buried, Spike was buried. Yeah, I mean, obviously she's always at the fucking graveyard. But yeah, I mean, normally they are buried.
Okay, yeah, because the one on the last episode jumped out and Joyce was like, "Oh, it's Mr. So and So,
Mr. Sanderson from the bank."
Mr. Sanderson from the bank," and I'm like, was he already dead, or was he like he could have been bitten and then just turned?
No, so you gotta first they bite you, and then they gotta bring you down to where it's like just a dull heartbeat, and then you have to drink from them, and then after a certain amount of time, then you just change.
Will that be seen in this Buffyverse where you see someone want to become a vampire?
Yeah. Because remember in
well, I know in that one the guy who had cancer, but I mean in terms of like seeing them see the process of becoming a vampire, not just wanting to be one.
Yeah, I mean they go through the process of becoming a vampire. They also explore like where it's kind of like a metaphor for like crack houses, where like people will go and pay to have vampires feed on them because they get high off of it.
Bookman.
It gets crazy. Have you ever seen the movie Once Bitten with Jim Carrey?
No.
Y'all, it is camp to the max. It is so good. Highly recommend that both of you watch it. It is so funny. It's
1985.
It's like my favorite Jim Carrey movie. And it's a little homoerotic too.
Oh, I'm in.
And it has a musical number. Well, not musical, like a dance number, I guess. A dance off.
Even better.
A dance off.
Well, I believe that is everything for this episode. So thank you. If you have stayed with us till this point, anything you would like to share, please do leave that down below in the comment section. Remember to give this video a like. It does help us with the algorithm or whatever the YouTube stuff is. If you would like more content from ourselves, we do have an after hours that is available on our Patreon. that also gives you early access to these episodes as well. Plus, we have watch-alongs, all that kind of stuff, and we also have live chats with you and all that jazz, and a Discord. We also have a membership here on YouTube where Yutaka will be doing watch-alongs.
We've scheduled 2 just in this episode.
There's going to be too many.
Thank you for watching us today. If you would like to interact with us, all our @s are on the screen.
And please come to my YouTube channel, because I would really like Buffy to start picking up soon.
Please do go support George in his adventures with Buffy. He is reacting to the whole show. He is currently
and
on season
Angel
2.
Well,
And
yeah,
Angel,
yeah.
yes, Nick has provided him the breakdown of what episodes he needs to do in what order, so they will be in order. People, help him out. He needs it. Look at him. He's a fucking mess.
And go to next channel. Bye-bye.
Yes. Bye.
You have been listening to the Horror Hour. See you next time.